Hey to all my acro dancers out there, we ready to do some cardio? So I'll explain what's going to happen in your sessions after. Let's just have a nice warm up. All you need is a bottle of water by you to make sure you can stay hydrated doing this. Make sure you've got lots of space or enough space to stand like a star in all directions. Make sure that you're obviously only doing this with other people in your household, okay? All right, so we're just going to copy me. We're going to do some high knee running, some star jumps, some burpees, some grasshoppers. I think we might throw them in. So did we do grasshoppers last week? I can't remember. So grasshoppers is when we're in a front support position and we kick our leg through. So we're going kick, 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 kick. So opposite leg to elbow. Okay. And that's pretty much it. We'll just keep repeating in that order, okay? So we're going to do a whole song without stopping, no break, no pause, okay? And we're just going to get our heart rate going. Ready? And okay, just start by marching. You don't need to go too fast straight away. And running, so just a jog. Using your arms. Keep going. Keep going, just jogging on the spot. Going into star jumps in a minute. And go. Arms all the way up. Or jumping jacks, I should say, shouldn't I? Keep going. Halfway through star jumps. Okay, we're going into grasshoppers. And kicks. Nice and long, try and keep your bottoms down. Keep going. And burpees. Chest to the ground. I hope you're doing it faster than me. I think I've got the slowest burpees in the world. Halfway. Last burpee. Okay, bum kicks. Get your feet up to your bottom. Keep going. Knees up in front. Keep going. Knees up. And back to jogging. And this time through will be quicker. Star jumps. Grasshoppers. And relax. Oh, can't turn now. Okay, grab a drink. Hopefully you got your heart rate going like I did. All right. Okay, so now we should be nice and warm. We're going to now do our alphabet, our acro alphabet. So last week we went from A to F, and we went through all the different A to F moves. So if you want to recap or go over them, then please go back to last week's video. If you haven't got it, just send me an email and I can drop you a link. I'll just run through, sorry, I can't remember them all off the top of my head, so I'm just going to run through our A to F. We did alligator, which was a strength hold. We did our butterfly stretch, we did our crab and camel walks and cartwheels, downward dog, elephant walks, frog jumps and forward rolls. Okay, so this week we're going to start working on letter by letter. I'll go through it. Gorilla walks and gallops, hollow hold and holding plank, so basically holds. We're going to do inside out bridges and tables, which is going to be quite a tricky skill move. For J, we are going to be doing, I've forgotten what J is, sorry. Oh, jungle cobra, so that's our stretch element. So we're not going to do these necessarily all in order. Then we're going to do K, we are going to do our kangaroo jumps for K, and we're going to finish with L, I believe, which is lunges and log rolls. Lunges and log rolls for L. Okay, sorry, I have to keep reverting back to my notes because I've wrote some of them down here and some of them on a piece of paper. So I'm just going to put that here as well. Jungle cobra, so I don't have to keep going to both. Okay, so what we're going to actually do is we're going to actually start with our stretch move, which is our jungle cobra, and then we're going to then go on to some strength, and then we're going to finish with the skill ones and the kind of fun jumpy around ones. So we're actually going to start today with our J. Okay, so we're not going to go through in order like we did last week. So we're going to start with J and we're going to do our jungle cobra first. Okay, now J has two J's, so we also have jumps, which we're going to come to later. So for our jungle cobra, basically it's the same as our normal cobra, but where do cobra snakes live? In the jungle. So loosely linked. So we're going to start with our feet together in a nice closed position. So we don't want them far apart. Now they can be a little bit apart. They can be as wide as your hips, but no wider than your hips, okay? Hands should be underneath your shoulders. And what I want you to do is extend your head. So I want you to imagine your head is pulling off your shoulders. So extend your head and reach up and back. Nice long neck. Now our shoulder blades should be pushing backwards, okay? So we shouldn't be coming up and hunched like that. We should be pushing our tummies in towards the ground and our shoulder back and our heads long. So not by our ears. We don't want that. Snakes, jungles, cobras do not have short necks. We have nice long necks and heads. Okay, so we're just going to hold that. And we're going to hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just to make it a bit more exciting, if we're level 2, level 3, you're going to lift one arm up and hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and swap. Keep that neck long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come down. We're going to do the same, but this time we're going to do it with our legs bent up. So we're going to start with our feet like this. I want your knees on the floor, feet nice and close together. Now our hips shouldn't come off the floor. Okay, so we need to put our hands slightly further forwards. So just in front of your shoulders, you should be able to see your fingertips. Head forwards and up. Always lead with that head. Nice long back, shoulders back, nice long neck, shoulders down and back. And hold in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Good job. So we should be feeling nice and open in our backs after our jungle cobra, which is going to get us ready for those inside out bridges and tables that we're going to come to in a minute. Okay, so next on our alphabet, do you know what? The alphabet is something I find really tricky. I have to do it in order. I have to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G to find out what my next letter is. So next on our alphabet, we've kind of skipped I, H and G. So now we're going to start to work back and walk through all of those things. So we're going to start off with some gallops, okay? And then we're going to do some gorilla walks as well. So, gallops. Now we have got, and you do these in all your grades, because even to learn an aerial you have a gallop, or it's called a chasse as you get older, but we have a gallop. So we're going to start with a tendu devant, and because we're slightly older, we're going to have opposite arm to leg. Okay, so this is our position, opposite arm to leg. Okay, and we're going to gallop, keeping this leg in front, just across to the other side of the room. So, tendu devant, opposite arm in front to your leg, and gallop. 1, 2, 3, however many gallops you can fit in. Then you're going to turn around, switch, so your other leg's now in front. So, if it was your back leg last time, it will be your back leg this time. And again, gallop back. Gallop, gallop, gallop. Okay, now we're going to do our sideways gallops, hand on our hip. Okay, so gallop, 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 and back, gallop, gallop, gallop. Okay, so forwards gallops start with a tendu devant, and they travel keeping that same foot in front. Okay, let's try that on the other side. Look at my arms, and this is because it's prep for your pop cartwheels, aerial cartwheels, and all of that. So if I was to start off for a prep cartwheel, I would do, and that would be my prep into a cartwheel. So it starts with those gallops. So they're actually really important movements. So again, opposite arm to leg, keep it in front. Yeah, and watch my feet as they meet in the middle, they touch. And I'm pushing through my feet, get as high as you can. Yeah, you start working now on getting nice high jumps. Okay, so forwards gallops and sideways gallops. Okay, always starting with a tendu, whichever way around we do. So that is our G for our gallops. Now we also had G for gorilla walks. So gorilla walks are kind of like a cross between a bear crawl and an elephant walk. So your bear crawl, your knees are close to the floor and you keep your bottom down. Your elephant walk, your bottom's up and you bounce. So for a gorilla, we bounce with bent knees like a bear crawl, but keeping the bottom up. Does that make sense? And you can kind of side to side it, like that, rather than forwards. Oh, my balloon's just fallen out of its little holder. It's lost its string. Okay, so let's gorilla walk 3 lengths of the room that you're in. So mine will be 1, 2, 3. You ready? And go. 1, 2. Make sure you go in each direction. 3. Good. Okay. So that's a really nice one. It works your glutes and your shoulders. All right. So we have gone back to the order of our alphabet. We've gone to our G's. We've done our gorillas and our gallops. Now we're going to go on to H. Now H is a strength section for us. We've got 2 strength positions. Each one we're going to hold for just 10 seconds. No, do you know what? We're going to hold for 15 seconds. But if you want to come down after 10 seconds, that's absolutely fine with me. Okay? So we're going to start with our hollow hold, otherwise known as a dish if you do gymnastics. But in acro, it is called a hollow. So we're going to roll our backs into the floor. We have to keep our feet and our shoulders off the floor, like this. Okay? Now, the idea is that we're in this banana position. But if that's too tricky, we can bring our arms in front, or we can bend our knees in slightly. Okay? So you find a position that's comfortable for you. The really important bit is I want you to put your hands on your back now, here. So right at the bottom of your back, just above your bottom. I want you to put your hands there. That, where you're touching now, has to be touching the floor. If you can't feel that bit on the floor, then you need to bring your shoulders up higher or your legs up higher so we can get that. We don't want a big arch on the floor. You shouldn't be able to do this and put your hands, can you see my fingers? Oh, don't know if you can. You shouldn't be able to see your hand going underneath. So that should be flat onto the floor like that so you can't fit anything underneath, okay? All right, so 15-second hollow hold. Are we ready? Remember, at 10 you can drop down. We're just going to count to 15. We're not going to use a timer. 3, 2, 1, Good job. Okay, so they're quite tricky, and really we want to see how far we can get. If you are a level 3, you want to be aiming for 20 seconds, okay? No, I think it's 30. Level 3, you need to be aiming for 30 seconds. So that was half the time that you need to be doing level 3s. Level 2's 20 seconds, I believe. I need to check the cards. I think basically your level is like equivalent to the number that you do. So level 2's either 20 or 25. Level 3's 30. Level 1's your 10 seconds. And primaries, you just have to show me the shape. Okay? So we've done 15, so we've gone right in the middle from primary to level 3. So level 3 is what I would recommend is you get back down there and do it again for another 15 seconds. Okay, all right. We're going to go on now from our hollow to our plank hold. Same thing, level 3's 30 seconds. In fact, for our plank hold, it's a straight arm plank. So let's all give it a try for 30 seconds. And I will use a timer, but I will tell you at 10 seconds and at 15, at 20, at 25, so you can come down, okay? If you need to. So we're going for a straight arm plank hold. And we want to think about our shoulders being over our wrists, so not backwards and not too far forwards. It can be a little bit forwards, but not backwards, definitely not. Okay, and our straight line from our shoulders to our bottoms needs to be completely straight, and then we extend our legs out here. So we don't want to be up like this, that's a downward dog. And we don't want to be like that, because that's like a really bad cobra. So we want to be right in the middle. Okay, you ready? 30-second hold. And go. Keep squeezing those tummies. And that is 10 seconds. 15 seconds. 20 seconds. 25. And 30. So it's really important that you keep a really nice straight and strong shape throughout that time. And if you start to sag or come down, then stop the clock and keep working on it until you can maintain that shape for the whole length. Okay. So after our hollows and I forgot what it's called, plank holds, or hold of a plank if we're using the H. We might revisit those when we get to P. We're going to go for our inside out bridges and tables. Now, this is a tricky one, because if we haven't got a bridge yet, which we did do, I think we did some baby bridges last week with our butterflies, but if we haven't got a bridge yet, we need to do it in a table. So we're all going to start off with a table version, which is our primary level 1 kind of version. Then level 2s and level 3s, we're going to try it in a bridge, okay? So, primaries and level 1s, level 2s, level 3s, use this as a nice warm-up for you, okay? We're starting with our feet in close to our bottom and our fingers pointing towards our hips, and we lift our tummies up, okay? That's our starting position for our table. Now we're doing an inside-out table, so that means we have to turn, so we're not in a table anymore, but we're going to keep our knees bent. So you see how I straighten mine? That's when you do it in the bridge. We're not doing a bridge, so we're going to keep the knees bent, and then we come back around to that table position. So let's try that again. I'm going to go back the way I've come from. So in a table, tummy up, keep your knees bent, tummy, but not on the floor, they're just off the floor, tummy down, twist that arm back around as you come around, so your fingers facing, and back to your table. So that is your inside out table. Really important that you keep your knees bent the whole way through, because that's working your core strength, okay? So, same thing for an inside out bridge. We start in a bridge, we turn into a downward dog, and we come back into a bridge. Now my shoulder mobility is extremely limited. So I will be able to go from a bridge into a downward dog. I won't necessarily be able to come back out into a bridge again, especially in my space. So I'm going to just do part of it, and then I'd like you guys to carry on. So, pushing up into a bridge. Now, level primaries and level 1s, unless you've got a really strong bridge, you are not to try this, okay? Online videos at home is not the place to try things for the very first time. It's the place to kind of work on our skills and get us stronger and more flexible. So if you have got a really, really strong bridge, and you know in class I might have told you, one of the other teachers have told you you've got a really good bridge and your head's off the floor and your mummies and daddies think it's really strong, then I don't mind you trying this. But really this is for level 2s and level 3s. Primaries and level 1s, I want you to stick to the table and work on those strengths and rotations. Okay? So, level 2s and 3s, I'm only doing this once and only once. We're pushing up to the bridge. We're rotating to a downward dog position, and then we're rotating, we carry on going, so it does a full turn into the bridge again. Okay, ready, 3, 2, 1, up to the bridge. Okay, from here, we rotate down to the downward dog, and then from here, we go round and into the bridge again. Okay, I did have enough room. I didn't think I was going to have enough room, but I did. Okay, so, that's our inside out bridge for level 2s and 3s. The really tricky part and the bit that takes a lot of skill is the rotation on your hands, because obviously when you're in a downward dog, your hands are facing this way, fingers are pointing that way and your wrists are on top of them. But when you're in your bridge, your hands are actually pointing the other way. So you have to be able to rotate as you turn on your hand. So rotating as I'm turning, so that moves to there, to there. And that's where your flexibility and strength comes in, and that's where an injury can happen, which is why I'm stressing only do an inside out bridge if you have a really confident bridge. And I'm talking about a bridge where you can lift your hands one at a time off the ground and your legs one at a time off the ground, which is all the things you need to be able to do to rotate. And if you can't hold your bridge and lift one hand, two hand, one leg, the other leg, then go to a table and practice an inside out table, because it will still build your strength, which is what we need. All right, so we're down to I. Now I've got a feeling we've already done our next one, which was our jungle cobra we have. But J also stands for jumping, and I would like to test you on the different types of jumps that we can have in acro. So if I was to say, I don't expect you to do them in your room as you haven't got a trampoline or anything like that. So yeah, do you know what? We can do them in our spaces. We'll just keep them small. Okay, so if I was to say straddle jump, we are aiming to hit a straddle position in the air. That's both legs up towards our feet. Okay, so we're going to try and do that. I'm going to give you 3 bounces to prep, and then your legs are going out. If you cannot kick your legs out wide without kicking something, do a star jump. Okay, all right, so we're going to go bounce, 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 and straddle. Ready? So straddle jump is our first jump. It's our first acro jump. Ready? 1, 2, 3, up. That was a very bad one on my part. But we're reaching towards our feet, okay? Next is our tuck jump, okay? So a tuck jump, knees all the way up to your chest, all right? So we're giving those legs a cuddle, not feet to your bottom. That doesn't help you if you want to do somersaults, no help. So knees up in front, not feet behind. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and tuck. Okay, so give them a cuddle, arms back out. Next one, nice and easy, stretch jump. So we're just aiming for a nice, long, straight line. 1, 2, 3, stretch. Good. Notice how every time I'm finishing my jumps, it's here, because your skill isn't ended until you finish your position. All right, so everything finishes on a demi-plie, arms in front, ready for the next move. Pike. Pike jumps are the hardest of all the jumps. We're aiming to get a pike straight up in the air. I'm going to be really honest, unless you've got amazing Achilles tendons and calf muscles and really good use of floor, it's unlikely that any of us will hit a perfect pike in the air. But we can still aim for the pike shape. As long as we're kind of hitting this shape, then that's fine, okay? So I'm going to do this sideways on. 3 jumps and pike. So think legs up rather than reach forwards, okay? And remember how we land. So 1, 2, 3, pike. Okay? Alright, so they're all our different shapes. Straddle, tuck, stretch, pike. There are obviously wolves and lots of other stags and different jumps, but there are 4 main core shapes that we want when we're doing our jumps. Okay, so we're doing really, really good. We're nearly at the end of this week's acro alphabet. Okay, we've got some more jumps actually for K, kangaroo jumps, and then we're going to finish with L. So kangaroo jumps, just for a bit of conditioning, let's do 5 lanes of kangaroo jumps. So that is keeping your arms here. The purpose of a kangaroo jump is to push through your feet to work on the height. So do you remember what I was just saying about having a good push? That pushing motion, if I just do this, it's just dead. I've got to push through, and that pushes my wrist up high. Just try that. Just clap your hands like this. And then push your hand off your other hand by rolling it to your toes, and feel how much more force you get from going through every bit of your foot and hand. And it's the same with your foot. If you just go like this, you're not going to get very high. But if you push through your feet, you're building up your strength. That's how you're going to get your aerials and your tucks. Okay, 5 lanes of your run. And off you go. Actually, no, do you know what? We've all got different lanes room. Let's just do 20 jumps. 20 kangaroo jumps. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. Okay. Right. Our last alphabet letter is L. And we're going to do 2 things for L. We're going to do some log rolls, which again work on our conditioning, and we can have some fun. And we're going to finish with some lunges. And we're going to take the lunges on 2 different levels. Okay, so lunges are really good because they're a prep step as well. So for our log rolls, you might want to get yourself 2 cushions, but this is just for a bit of fun. Okay, we're going to do it first without anyways, but if you want to go and get yourself 2 cushions or a couple of cuddly toys, or 2 bean bags if you happen to have them, or 2 yoga blocks, or 2 squashy balls, anything like that, anything squashy but smallish is fine. Okay, so our log rolls, we're going to start in that hollow hold position and we roll into a superhero. Okay, so at no point do our hands and feet touch the floor once we start the log roll. So from here we roll to here, and then we carry on going to here. Okay, so we go all the way around. Now I actually happen to have a picture here of just a little demonstration of a log roll. So it's just a little bit of fun, that picture. Shows you the logs in between. But do you see the shapes that they're making? Hollow, superhero, hollow. Yeah, no point are their hands and feet on the floor. So if you want to practice this, now this is way harder, and I find this way harder. You can put a cushion between your feet and your arm, both your legs together, and between your arms. Now the idea is, because what happens a lot with log rolls is that you bend your knees in, or your arms. So by doing this, keeps everything really straight. So arms up, feet up, so it's not on the floor. They're not going to be allowed to touch the floor. We're going to roll, keep them up off the floor. Don't let them touch the floor. And I've done this, I'm too close to my sofa. I can't roll again. I'm going to have to move. But if you can, roll again. Sorry. Didn't position myself very well to begin with. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Roll. Roll. And don't let it touch the floor. Yeah? So you can have a go at that. See how many you could do. You could challenge your brothers or sisters or your mums or dads and see if they can do it too. Okay? So that's our log rolls. Dish to arch or hollow to superhero. No hands or elbows or knees or feet on the floor. Tummies and backs only. Okay, it's time to finish. So we're going to finish with some lunges. And I'm actually going to teach you an old gymnastics warm-up that I used to do when I was like 10 or 11. And we start with our hands on our hips. And instead of going straight into the lunge like this, we kick our leg up to 90 degrees. We step forward to the lunge. Then we try to bring it back up to 90 degrees and come back in. This is quite advanced, So it might be something that we struggle with. So we go up, down, up, in, okay? If that's too tricky, just go up, down, in, all right? So we're going to do them 5 on one side, 5 on the other, all right? And then I'm going to show you something that's really important about a lunge in a minute. Ready? 6, 7, 8. 1. Oh, I went on my tiptoes. Shouldn't have done that, sorry. 2. 3. 4. Last one. 5. Other side. 1. Oh, I'm much weaker on this side. 2. 3. 4. 5. Good. Lunge is the first step for a handstand, a handspring, a round off, even a cartwheel to a degree. It's really important that we have a long lunge. So when we're going forwards to that lunge, we shouldn't be this low because that would be ridiculous. All right, we wouldn't be able to get up. But we should be here. Do you see that as a straight diagonal line from my hands to my feet? We don't want to be here. See, if I do a handstand like that, I've got to swing underneath myself. So I want to be here. Then when I go to my handstand, it tilts me forward again. Yeah, so a lunge is really important practice. And by adding in a leg lift, builds an extra bit of strength. Up, takes you into that position, up and back. Okay, you can also do them to the side, although we don't tend to use our lunges to the side much in acro. But if you want to carry on with strength, slight turn out, kick, lunge, kick, back. Okay, so you could do 5 on each side as well if you want to. All right, you worked really hard today. That is the end of today's acro alphabet. Hope it's not been too boring. We are all the way up now to L. We're over halfway through our alphabet. It's going to be interesting to see if you can guess what we might be doing for our next letters. All right, I'll see you next week. Bye.